Hey everyone, I'm going to show you how to really fix an iPhone 5C LCD slash digitizer. Alright, we got the regular iPhone 5C here, iPhone 5C. And I don't know, I'm watching the videos, I've seen a couple things that they actually don't show you, which gets you a little mixed up and can get you lost when you trying to do this, or like get you stuck at certain points. And you see how they do it really quick and easy, and you figure out that, you know, there's a bunch of other things that, or for some reason you can't do it from what they're doing. I'll just let you know what it is. So first thing you want to do, take out the two screws, and they use a suction cup all the time on here, but you know, with the cracked screen, you're not going to be able to get a suction cup to work on that. So either if you got fingernails, you can stick a fingernail in there, but most likely get yourself a little pry tool or razor and start off right next to the home button, to the right of it or to the left of it. Pop it up on one side, it'll come up and stay up, and then take your razor out and pop it up on the other side. Now I don't have anybody helping me out holding the camera, so it's sort of hard for me to show you to do this, but I put my razor in, it's come up. Now when I pull up, all I want to do is pop that little clip out on the left of it. Once it's out, I can go to the other side. See how that's out like right there? Let's do the same on the other side. And simple as that, it's taking it out. They're going to sit there and show you a suction cup and try to use that suction tool that won't work on a cracked screen because it can't get enough suction. Once you get it up, just get your fingers on, 2 fingers underneath, and you can peel it right up. Now just stay up. You don't want to really break any ribbons or anything like that. Now from here on, you want to take out the 4 screws, 4 Phillips head screws. I got 3 of them out. These here are always magnetized. This one here, the top right, is never magnetized. It's starting to be hard to get it back in unless you got a pair of tweezers with you or something like that. But a little trick I do is I just take it out with it on there. When I lay it on, I get a piece of tape. I just put it on a piece of tape right there. So when I do it to put it back in, I'm just gonna pull it out the same way and put it right back in. Because you'll notice it's really hard to actually get that screw back in without it being magnetized, or else using, you're gonna have to get a pair of tweezers and all that stuff, and it starts rolling all around, everything like that. And then pop all the ribbons out. It's nice if you have fingernails, but if not, you're gonna have to get a pry tool. But with your fingernails, you can actually feel a lot more of what's going on. I'm gonna clip the wrong one though, because I'm looking at the camera and not at what I'm really doing. So take out the 3 there, unclip this one. You don't follow what I just did right there. You don't have to unclip that one there. So I'll pop that one back in really quick. Okay. All right. Now, tips and tricks. Here's some tips. Alright, you can take out the screws here. I'm going to go ahead and take all the screws out right now, so I don't have to sit there and keep trying to hold this phone up. So go ahead and just unscrew all the screws. Easy thing to do is I get a piece of tape out. I don't need to anymore because I know all the screws. I've got to memorize, but get a piece of tape out. And whatever screw you take out, you can take out these 2 screws here, almost make it like a map. Put the 2 screws down, like 2 lower screws down, like a screw here and a screw here. You get it? So you sort of map everything out. You can take that screw out, put that screw right there. This screw out, put it right there. And then the top screw that goes up here, take it out, put it up here. These 2 right here, I'll just put them right next to each other, one there, because a lot of them are different size screws. And then take the other screws out, but just sort of try to take them out and map them out on here. So when you go to put it back together, you can have your map set up. It'll be easy to switch them up and down. Alright. Now, tips and tricks. Here's some tips. Alright, you can take out the screws here. I'm going to go ahead and take all the screws out right now, so I don't have to sit there and keep trying to hold this phone up. So go ahead and just unscrew all the screws. Easy thing to do is I get a piece of tape out. I don't need to anymore because I know all the screws. I've got to memorize, but get a piece of tape out. And whatever screw you take out, you can take out these 2 screws here, almost make it like a map. Put the 2 screws down, like 2 lower screws down, like a screw here and a screw here. You get it? So you sort of map everything out. You can take that screw out, put that screw right there. This screw out, put it right there. And then the top screw that goes up here, take it out, put it up here. These 2 right here, I'll just put them right next to each other, one there, because a lot of them are different size screws. And then take the other screws out, but just sort of try to take them out and map them out on here. So when you go to put it back together, you can have your map set up. It'll be easy to switch them up and down. So I got all the screws out. I'm going to take a razor. And I'm going to try to keep it in vision. I'm going to take the razor and I'm going to put it, make sure you just push down and hard and get underneath the ribbon. Do not cut the ribbon itself. But if you see what I'm doing, I'm just getting up underneath it, no heat gun, nothing like that, I mean, it's not really too hard. It's hard right now because I'm trying to do this and control the camera. But just go slow and come across. I'm not gonna show you me do it because I need to look at it. I don't want to screw it up. But there, I just did it right now. If you can pay attention, I just went up and underneath it. And now once you get that put on stuck, it comes right up. All right. The other tricky part is taking this off. People just rip this off. You don't rip it off. If you look on the side, this piece holding in the mic is actually hooked in. You can't see it too clearly there, but right there, if you look down in there, it actually goes in and hooks in almost like this. It's like up and in a hook. So you want to pull this, you want to grab this and go out that way. All right, so pull to the right. Don't just pull it straight up. You end up bending it, and it's not going to go back, lock back in again. You know, and once you take it off, you'll notice. I'm putting it back in again. It'll lock in again too after that. Because watching the videos myself, I was seeing it, and it was never locking back in right. And I have to do a few of them, I figured out why it wasn't locking back in. Because in the videos, they just show them pulling them straight out. So try to pull to the right a little bit and then up. See how it came up? And then you can see how it hooks in, and then the other side also is going to hook in. So when you go to put it back in again, you go to the new one, you want to pull all the ribbons back, and you see it's going to slide right up underneath that little black, that little raised part of trim right there. You get it? The trim here, the trim right there, and this part here are going to hook in. You know? Again, taking this off, there's no need to sit there and try to cut the, take a razor or heat this up and get this off. I never take that off. I'll do it all in one piece. I'll take it all off at once. I'll take my little tool here. I'll stick it up and underneath. Right underneath here where it doubles over. I go underneath and try to come up. And try to get my little hook to go up in there and slowly start sticking that glue. This is really easy to do, but it's hard to do right now because I'm trying to do it with one hand and hold the camera. Maybe I gotta invest with the cameraman. But see that? Come right up. Once you get that up, then I want to unhook that little sensor that's plugged in there. It's ready to come up. And then that little sensor's plugged in there. See that little sensor plugged in? Just take a little tool or a fingernail, whatever, and unhook it. And now I'm going to get it all up in one piece. Right there. No mess, no cutting anything. And then you're going to want to keep a couple things off your screen. What I'll do here is I take my razor and I start up top because there's always a big chunk of glue here. I'll start right up here with the razor, like just a little bit above it. You can see the chunks of glue coming up. I'm going to push down hard and pop forward that way. And doing the same with the camera holder. I need two hands to do this, so I'll come back and show you. Got them both off. You see here all the chunk, all the extra glue that comes off with that one, and then the camera one. When you lay this back on, if you get confused, because it always used to trick me, just remember the thinner side, right here, the skinnier side with like less plastic on it, is going to go towards the bottom, and everything else a little more. See a little thin? It's a thin area right there. Yeah, it goes towards the bottom. All right, couple of the other little tricks to this thing that can throw you off. You see that little red sensor? Right there. Now there's a little rubber thing that goes on it. So when you pull yours off, make sure you put that little rubber piece back on it. It usually stays on when you take it off, but once in a while they will come off. This right here, when you lay it on, that little red part right there, you got to make sure on the LCD that when you put it in, it's gonna lock in right next to the camera. So the camera's gonna lay in here. It's gonna be right next to it. I think it's gonna go right around there. So what you want to do is take the little plastic camera holder. Put it in the way it goes. Remember, thin side down. So this is what I do actually, at least. Lay it down in there. Maybe put it in from the rubber first. Yeah, and then right next to it, where that little hole will be at. The center, you got to make sure that center is going to line right up in there. So the way you got to do it is when you do lay this in, you're going to put the camera in. This right here is going to fold up and into it. So you get an idea what you want to do when you put this back in. Just picture it like this. It's going to fold in. You know, see how it's going to be right next to the camera? So when you put it in, you lay this part in and make sure you get that little crease right there. Right now it's got some space to it, but you want to make sure. It's too hard. I can't really show you doing it on the camera because I got nobody to hold my camera for me. But when you put it in, make sure this goes flat right next to the camera. Right there, you know, and this part. Alright, and then to finish up the other stuff that I took off, this right here, just go ahead, instead of gluing it back down how it was, I just go ahead and lay these back on. So just lay it back on, you know, just put it right back on top where it goes. It's too hard to do it now on the camera, but I'm going to lay that back on and lay it all back in.